all the things we take for granted. Showers, water in our taps, water bottles and pools can vanish if we don't take action. Our water table supplies all those things, and it is becoming more and more polluted. Soon it will be even unusable. What is the water table? The water table is the upper level of an underground surface in which the soil or rocks are permanently saturated in water. Water table pollution is a very serious issue. It is happening in many parts of the world and is very bad. The water table is very important to our lives. Most of our water comes from underground. There are many things that can pollute groundwater. They can have cars that leak fluid into the ground, which then seeps through the soil into the groundwater. You can have storage tanks which leak fuel or whatever was in them into the groundwater. And farming with pesticides can seep chemicals from the plants and through the roots inside the soil, which again goes down into the groundwater. Animal waste can also seep into the ground, which puts chloria and other harmful bacteria into our water. Mining can make holes in the water table, which will let things in like rot and soil directly into the water. Hydraulic fracturing not only drains but also dilutes the water table. Hydraulic fracturing is when you destroy or harm the water table directly. Development can let chemicals and building materials into the water. Lastly, trash and landfills will eventually break down and release harmful chemicals into the soil and groundwater. In the Philippines alone, up to 58% of groundwater is sampled and contaminated with chloroform. Chloroform is a type of bacteria that can cause bloody diarrhea, stomach cramps, vomiting, and occasionally fever. The bacteria can also use pneumonia, other respiratory illnesses, and urinary tract infections, and needs treatment. Approximately 30% of illness monitored for a 5-year period was caused by waterborne sources. From 88 wells monitored by the Philippine government in depressed areas of the country, 27 sites were found to be contaminated with fecal chloroform. Global organizations deal with problems like this. One of them is the World Wildlife Fund. It is an organization that was created to help protect endangered animals, but since then it has branched into other things. Now it helps with water pollution, because polluted water not only affects humans, but also all living things. Another organization is Water Environment Partnership in Asia, WEPA. It promotes good governance in water environment management by providing necessary information and knowledge of the water environment management in Asia. It makes sure nobody uses the water incorrectly and makes sure everyone follows the regulations. There are many local organizations that help also. The Department of Environment and Natural Resources, the DENR, is a government organization that regulates water use and makes sure companies take care of the water table. National Water Resource Board, NWRB, is another government organization that deals with water use and protection. They post warnings and keep the public informed about the dangers of water pollution. Some people say that companies are just saying that the water table pollution isn't as bad as we are saying, and that it isn't as important to keep our water table clean. They think mining and drilling through the water table is worth the materials we get out of the ground. They think that using pesticides on plants and making the groundwater toxic is worth the money they make from selling more crops. And that letting your cars and septic tanks leak chemicals into groundwater is worth not paying to fix the cars and tanks. Groundwater supplies drinking water for 51% of the population, and 99% of the rural population. Groundwater helps grow our food. 60% of groundwater is used for irrigation to grow crops. Groundwater is an important component in many industrial processes. Groundwater is a source of recharge for lakes, rivers, and wetlands. All surface water is filled by groundwater, and without the groundwater or surface water, we will all die. Groundwater is one of the most important things on the planet.